Oh my god, this basketball player has Rojas on his counter. Oh, Drake dropped a phrase. These have to be good. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. If you're not a part of the family, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. We'll give you just 1 second. All right, today we're going to be talking about a bunch of fragrances that have collaborators of other genres, other specialties, if you will. An artist, a singer that almost has a worship-like following. And that's cool. I like a lot of musicians. Anyways, let's get to the point. A lot of people think that because their favorite artist, singer, or, sports, whatever it is, I don't watch any of that stuff. I'd rather do the sport myself. Try and sing. Oh my god, that would be a bad thing for me to try and sing. Or make the fragrances myself, which I have been doing. Let's dive into some of these fragrances you've seen on their counters, or you've seen a lot of hype about and talk about that are just like, what for what? Starting off with Louis Vuitton's Lovers. Not all of these I'll hate. I actually like this fragrance a lot, but a lot of people just assumed that since Pharrell Williams has this collaboration, it's going to be the best of all time. And in fact, it turned out to be one of people's least favorite ones. Actually getting reviews like pickle juice. And I can see it. I personally like it. It does smell mature. It smells like clean, fresh cedarwood and sandalwood. And a side of pickles. I don't know how to explain why it smells good to me, but it just smells like a clean, fresh hotel lobby, bro. If you sweat pretty sour, then I would stay away from this. Otherwise, in my opinion, it smells like straight class. Takeaway from this is that just because Pharrell Williams made it, or probably didn't even make it, bro. Like, what did they no? Just because Pharrell Williams signed his name does not mean it's a good fragrance for you. It is for me, though. Moving on to the next one, Future dropped a fragrance, and I think it was marketed for women, and it smells a lot like YSL Libre for her, blended with a touch of myself. White floral, some freshness, but the atomizer on this thing is just, oh god. And the performance for this is 4 hours. I would much rather recommend and go for YSL Libre. So this is a takeaway from this is not to not support them. I mean, if you're a fan, etc., support them. And that's partially the reason. Well, I really picked these up to review them. But supporting them is cool, and that's great. However, if you're looking for like the best fragrances from some of these artists or from, these marketing tactics, that's all they are. That's the takeaway from this, is that these are marketing tactics from people who are not professionals into perfumery. But you get the idea. You catch my drift here, okay? So that's what I think about this one, and it was a letdown, a significant letdown, and there are better fragrances like YSL Libre in itself. Get that one. Next one is a really good one, and it's by, I think it was some basketball player, NBA player, I'm not sure, but this was like his favorite fragrance of all time, and it's Bvlgari Cobra. This is one of the best resin fragrances, but it smells like the inside of a tree, like literal tree sap. Does that smell like something that's the best fragrance of all time for you? I don't think so. Even for me, it's not going to be. Is it a great fragrance? Yes. Would I recommend it to the general public? Hell no. Because it smells like Luban, like olibanum, piney, green, foresty, and incense. Damn good at what it's doing, and the longevity, bro. If I even put my nose to this, it'll stay in the inside of my nose. It's a good fragrance, but just not good for everybody. So instead of just blindly buying something like this, I would highly recommend that you go and sample it. It's just crazy that something like this goes that viral with the assumption that it's going to be like your favorite fragrance of all time, bro. This is the video you were waiting for, or that was the video you were waiting for. You were just waiting for the NBA player to be like, this is the best one of all time, right? Next one is also from an NBA player, or I think it might have been Drake. It was sitting on his counter. This probe looking thing, okay? About 35, 40 bucks. It's a cheapie, and it's supposed to smell like coffee, and it does have coffee nuances, and it's really not bad of a fragrance. But for the life of me, and for years, I've been trying to enjoy it, as you guys can see, but it has a celery note. Like, it just smells like a celery accord, I should say. Coffee with a side of watery greens. Strange. And in this realm, there are so many better fragrances. So instead of impulsively checking it out and just go right for it, here are 2 fragrances that are 10 times better than this. Starting with Salvatore's Uomo. This has tiramisu and ambroxan. It's gotten me so much nookie and numbers, it's not even funny. Whereas this one, they didn't even look my way, except for maybe, what are you doing with the bottle?
What the hell are you talking about?
And I have no idea. Next one is called Cafe and Cream. This is a more creamy, dark roasted with almond amaretto coffee fragrance. Both are much truer, both are as affordable, and both are longer lasting, just all around better. These 2 fragrances versus the Rojas. Last but not least, Drake dropped this fragrance right here, which is surprisingly femme, okay? And it reminds me something between Victor and Rolf Flower Bomb meets La Vie Belle, with maybe some extra woods to give it a little masculine touch. I cannot get myself to understand why this is marketed as a man's fragrance. I just don't understand. I know there are, there's no genders. I agree. Like, there's no gender to an iris plant, right? But there are certain traits and attributes that I would personally associate with femininity, like softness, prettiness, etc. And that's what this is all about. So it's a pretty fragrance, but it's not going to ever be something I would consider the best of anything. So moral of the story is, yes, it's great to support your favorite artist, singer, or even influencer. It's great. But a lot of these people who are not even in the industry or just popping up yesterday or the day before will jump in, create a fragrance with zero or limited experience, and then all of a sudden it goes viral. People buy it and the expectations are just like, yeah, it's great. And then it just goes, wait, this is what it is? So I just want to put this video out there to keep your expectations realistic, and also be wary of when all of a sudden somebody who might have been into, this music industry all of a sudden is like, here, fragrance, although they have been doing it over time. And like I said, I even love to support. I like Drake's music. The Weeknd, Drake, these are like my favorite artists personally. But when I take these, I take them with a grain of salt. And that's the message here. Don't buy them, but keep your expectations realistic. I bought this and I would buy it again. And if you want to be a part of that history, etc., in supporting an artist, then you should as well. The other thing that I wanted to say is that Chanel Coromandel, that's another fragrance that's been found on Drake's counter as well. And it's a good fragrance, longevity and quality, but I, to this day, I'm trying to find the reason to purchase it. It just leans a little bit too femme for me. It smells like body powder with like powdered cocoa. So yes, it's a good fragrance, but it's not the best of all time. And when I watch it, it's cool, but watching the video isn't the issue. It's the takeaway that you watch in the comment section. Oh, that's the best fragrance of all time. Oh, I'm buying it. Next thing you know, content is blowing up. People are recommending it left and right because the work is done. This person who has virality of like singing, etc., drops a fragrance. Another person or an influencer might come around and see, that's easy traction. That's getting buzz right now. I'm going to get views. This is the best fragrance of all time. No, bro. Be wary, be cautious. We always keep it real here, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that also keep it real, and I'm sure that Drake kept it real when he thought this was amazing. So, it's not always black, nor white, but you should at least be aware. And that's what we with here. Color. All right? Thank you guys so much. Love you from the bottom of my heart, and that's why I made this video. Looking out for those who might be influenced by opportunistic marketing, if you will. You have so many numbers. Let's just make a fragrance you can make bank. It happens, you guys. And I will do my part to talk about it, because that's all we can do. My name's Neve. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button so you can support that morality, because that's what we always keep it here. I can't speak for the others, but I can for myself. Love you guys from the bottom of my heart. See you in the next one. Before we end the video, I really want to emphasize that this does not give a negative connotation to any creator who creates a fragrance. As I stated earlier, I want to emphasize one more time, this could have been a genuine attempt at a really enjoyable fragrance by the creator to the artist. The artist probably doesn't have any sense in the creation, but did approve it for their love for it, versus something like this, where it smells like you just slapped a name on it and you submitted it out, or just, started pumping it. And generally speaking, these are usually DNAs that are presented to them, and then they decide whether or not they want to put their name on it. And I say this because I've been creating fragrances for the last 4 years, and even since I was a child, I've been working with raw materials, ingredients, eating them, cooking, really and truly understanding them, including some of my fragrances that I rigorously test. And all of these are pre-releases that I've been testing on skin, on clothes for the last 8 to 10 months. There's a lot that goes into it. Traveling, really experiencing, being about that life. So yes, while a lot of people put their names on this created fragrance, it could still potentially be good, or just mid as at best. No hate, just transparency. See you in the next one.